Hi everyone, and welcome to yet another Transformers review with me and my dad here.
Hey, howdy.
So for today's review, we will be taking a look at this guy, which is the Transformers Generations Thrilling 30th Armada Starscream from the Transformers Armada cartoon. And he also makes an appearance in this design from the IDW Transformers comics. And Armada, the Transformers Armada cartoon, is also part of the Unicron trilogy, along with Transformers Energon and Transformers Cybertron.
He knows more about than me.
And there is more I wanted to say about the Transformers Armada cartoon, but we're gonna save that for when we get to the reviewing area, which we are gonna do that right now. So stay tuned.
And we'll see y'all here in a minute. So stay tuned.
So here we are, and here is Starscream from the Transformers Armada cartoon.
I don't know a whole lot about him. I've seen him in the cartoons a time or two, and just like I always thought that they characterized him as being wanting to take over the leader of the Decepticon leadership over Megatron. Am I right when I say that? Is he like that in the cartoons too? In this continuity?
Well, this version of Starscream, it is the version here, which is from Transformers Armada. It is not like the G1 Starscream, where he always wants to take command of being leader.
Okay.
Because this version of Starscream, but before I tell y'all about his character in the Armada cartoon, I did forget to tell y'all that this version is a repaint and a heavily remold of the Generations Thrilling 30th G-axis, which I have reviewed before. And I do have him still, but he's in storage somewhere.
So he's a retool, repaint of G-axis.
Yes.
So which one came out first? Was it him or G-axis? I don't know.
I think that this figure, if I remember.
Because G-axis has a totally different head sculpt. I know that.
Yes.
But I believe you when you say transformation is pretty much the same.
Yes, but this one has a couple of extra steps. Yes. Yes, he does have a couple of extra stabs in this guy's transformation.
Now, is this the one where they need those little mini bots?
Those little mini cons.
Thank
yes.
you. Mini cons. They're not mini bots. They're mini cons. Okay, so this is the same continuity off of where they need the little robots to plug in to give them an extra gun or whatever.
Extra
firepower.
Firepower.
Okay.
And those are the little mini cons.
Okay.
But this version does not come with a little mini con. But since he is from the Armada cartoon, he still does have some minicon ports on him. And the character of Starscream here, from the show, which is Transformers Armada, that this figure, unlike some of the characters, because some of the characters from the Transformers Armada cartoon, some were good, some were okay, and some of them were just terrible. But this guy here, which is Starscream, from the Armada cartoon, is one of the best characters. Because I think he is well written. Unlike some of the other characters. But let's take a look at this figure. Now, I will have to mention, mine is incomplete. The only things I'm missing are the two missiles that go into these things, and he also does have two translucent orange swords that you do store underneath these wings here. And I do have them, but of course that they're in storage somewhere. And he does, because this is from the Thrilling 30th line, he does come with the little comic book, which I also do have, but it's packed away somewhere. And it's from one of those IDW Transformers comic book series called Dark Cybertron. So just a couple of things I'm missing. But taking a look at this figure, as you can see, he is a red and black with a little bit of yellow on him. Jet here, and it looks really nice looking. Although I do have like a couple of issues I have with it, like here where this translucent part is, that is gonna form his head in robot mode. But I wish that they would do something to, like, cover up his head. Even though it is well hidden, because you can't see his face unless if you rotate his head around. But I still wish that they would put like a red panel here so you can cover it up completely. And the wings do have some nice white paint with the Decepticon logo here on both wings here. And the nose cone here does have some nice translucent orange for the cockpit here, along with some black here and some black for the tip of the nose cone. And the back wings do have a little bit of white here. And here's the side view.
And he's got landing gears.
Yes.
He's got landing gears.
Oh, and he does have a little bit more yellow here. And there's even some more yellow here. And the other side here. And the bottom here. He does have the exact same kibble underneath like G-axis does.
Now, can they see his head skull from here? I don't know.
No, because it's actually well hidden from this panel here.
Okay.
And like my dad said, he does have some landing gears, which is one at the front here and two on the back here. And just like with G-axis, these are non-functional landing gears. In other words, they do not roll.
They're just plastic.
So all he can do is just, like, slide.
Slide or break, you know. Or tip over.
And he does have the same retractable landing gears. And he also does have the exact same, like, push and fire guns here, like G-axis does.
And that's him with no landing gears.
And if you have some mini-cons with you, you can plug them on to these ports here, or these ports here on the sides. And that's about it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and transform this guy on camera real quick, because I wanted to like show y'all a couple of the extra steps that they did here. So I'm gonna real quickly transform him. Real quick.
So the arms transform the same.
Yes.
Okay. What else transforms the same?
The legs transform the exact same.
Okay.
Except for his legs here. You want to take these back wings here and push them in so they look like this.
In other words, you push the fins into the legs so this way they would not stick out so far.
Right.
And you have little heel toe spurs you have to get out for balance and standing reasons. So there we go. Now you had to do that on G-axis too?
Yes.
Okay.
And for the nose cone of the jet here, now G-axis had an extra hinge joint for the tip of the nose cone here to fold up all the way and fold down the rest of the nose cone of the jet. But on Starscream here, all you do is just fold it down, and that's it. And for the wings here, now on G-axis, you would take these wings and rotate them so they look like this. But on Starscream, you rotate them up. And you can angle these however you want, because they're on ball joints. And for these things here, which were the back wings, G-axis does also have some hinge joints on these back wings. But if I remember correctly, on G-axis, these do not push in. If I remember.
Okay.
No. They don't push in on G-axis like Starscream here does.
The light piping is really good for his head sculpt. Really good job for light piping.
And there is Starscream.
Zoom in for the head. Let's take a look at that light piping, bud. Yeah. The eyes glow orange, which is a really good effect. Yeah, very good.
He does have some nice light piping on the back of his head here.
And if I'm right, G-axis is orange too? Is light piping?
G-axis does not have any light piping.
Oh, okay.
And in the robot mode itself does, like I said, looks really accurate to how he looks in the cartoon. And he did also make this cameo appearance in the IDW comics as well. But then in the IDW comics, he changed this look to another one. And I do also like a lot of the remoldings that they did to this figure. Well, even though this figure came out first and G-Axis came out second, I still do like all of the remoldings that they did with this figure. And getting another shot of his face here, which looks really nice.
No matter how many times that they try and bring back Starscream or something like that, Transformers, I think, will always have another character always challenging Megatron. And for Megatron, it was Starscream. And then they even had one for Beast Wars. And even in the Michael Bay movies. So it's just, you have somebody always challenging authority and wanting to lead. And Starscream was it.
Right. And he has the exact same articulations like G-Axis does. And he also has the same flip-up guns here. So you can have him like he has shoulder cannons like he does in the Armada cartoon. And if I had his two swords, you would fit them in both of his hands. Although I would have liked if one of his entire wing, which is from this side, or maybe this side, either way, I would have liked if they would incorporate one of his wings here and transform them as a sword like he had in the cartoon. I would have liked that, but that they didn't, because he just has like two translucent orange swords for this figure here that you can fit in his hands or store on the back of his wings here.
Alright. That is about it, I think, as far as wrapping it up with this interpretation of Starscream. He's had so many. He has been around as long as Megatron. In some way, shape, or form, he always tries to deceive Megatron in some way, shape, or form, and then he finds out that being a leader is not all cracked up as what he thought it was.
But this version of Starscream from the Transformers Armada cartoon, it is not like the one from the G1 cartoon, where he always wants to be leader.
I think they might have tamed him down some in this version.
Because this version of Starscream from Transformers Armada is one of the best written character.
And I would have to take his word for it because I really don't know that much about this. So.
And also, there is an episode where he got reformatted or repainted into a blue Starscream where he looks like the Thundercracker, but they still called him Starscream.
Okay, I believe you. I don't know because I know that the trilogy,
Unicron trilogy,
the trilogy for this one here is pretty long. And I have not watched them all A through B to understand. I just seen only little bits and parts here and there of this trilogy. See there, I almost said trilogy. Trilogy.
It's the Unicron trilogy.
Well, there you go. Unicron has something to do with it. Okay. So is that it? Is that
yes, but I do need to get my final thoughts out.
Okay.
So, final thoughts. I really do like all of the remoldings that they did for this figure in both modes. Even though he is a repaint of G-Axis still, I still do like all of the remoldings that they did for this figure. But he still does have some issues like G-Axis does. Like, I wish that there was like a red panel so you can cover up his head when he's in jet mode. But the robot mode looks really good and looks like Starscream from the Armada cartoon. So I think that's about it. So there you have it. Transformers Generations Thrilling 30th Armada Starscream. And if you like this video, give us a like, comment, and subscribe for more. And if you want to check out some other videos you may have missed, there's a playlist set up on my YouTube channel. So I think that's about it. So thanks for watching.